If you're a dumb idiot when it comes to makeup, keep on watching because I'm gonna explain it all for you right now. I'm about to give you guys all of the tips and tricks that I use on a daily basis when I do my makeup, so keep on watching. Make sure to moisturize your face before doing your makeup. It makes the world of a difference and it makes all of your makeup go on so much easier. I like to start off with my eyebrows because I use a eyebrow gel like this. This is called the e.l.f. Brow Lift. I use the brow brush first, dip into the product, and I coat my brows upward. If you have stubborn eyebrows, you can go back and forth with the product. And then you will go back and you will put the brows into place. If you guys don't know what primer is, primer basically is something you're gonna put on before you put on foundation. If I was going to use a primer, it would be to fill in my pores. So I use this one. This is by She Glam. This is the Birthday Skin Primer. You're just gonna work it into your skin, kind of like it's a lotion. I put way too much. So in the summertime, I don't really like using foundations. I like using tinted moisturizers. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer today. I like blending in my tinted moisturizers with my fingers, but you can use a beauty sponge. You want to make sure not to bring your foundation or tinted moisturizer underneath your eye. The less makeup that's underneath your eyes, the better, because you do not want your under eyes looking cakey. Okay, so now that it's mostly blended in, I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender. Don't forget to bring it down your neck. You never want to be caught dead with that harsh line of foundation. Now there's two types of concealer that I want to explain to you. There's more of a lightweight concealer and then there's more of a thicker, heavier concealer. Lightweight concealer I like to use for underneath my eyes. Heavier concealer I like to use for concealing things like pimples, scars, things like that. For a heavier concealer, honestly, there's nothing better than the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. How I like using this concealer is taking a concealer brush, something like this, and you're gonna dip into the pot, and you're gonna just apply it on any blemishes or dark spots that you have. I also like using this concealer on my nose because my nose gets really red around the corners. We're gonna let this sit. The longer you're gonna let your concealer sit like this, the more coverage it's going to give you. Now, for under eyes, this is the best concealer ever. I recommend it to everyone. The Bare Minerals Original Liquid Mineral Concealer. I like having concealer that is more close to my skin tone. I just like the way it looks better, but you totally can get a concealer in a few shades lighter to brighten up your face. So now we're gonna let this sit. We're gonna go back to the NARS concealer now, and we're gonna just blend it in with our finger, simply tapping on top and making sure it's all blended in. And after I blend it out with my finger, I like to go back over with the sponge just to make sure everything's blended in seamlessly. For the concealer under the eyes, I like to use a brush. This is a new thing I've liked to do. The concealer I like to use is more of an orangey tone. Orange and blue are opposite on the color wheel, so if you're gonna use like an orangey toned concealer, it's gonna cancel out the dark circles. You can go back in with your sponge if you want, just to pick up any extra product. Okay, now for contour, we're gonna go in with the Patrick Ta contour, and I'm gonna take it on a brush like this, kind of a smaller brush so you get more precise. Not going to place your contour underneath your cheekbone. That is going to drag your face down. You are going to place your contour on top of your cheekbone, like so. I like applying my contour in a dabbing motion. You're never just gonna swipe it on. And once you do your makeup for a long time, you're gonna start to just learn your face and learn where you're gonna place all these products. But it is kind of challenging to figure out where to place it in the beginning. If you wanna make your forehead appear smaller, you're gonna take your contour and you're going to place it on the top. This is going to reduce that appearance of your five head. If you would like to do your jawline, please be careful and make sure to blend it. See where that natural shadow is? That's what you're gonna enhance. I also like bringing it up and connecting it. See the difference? Now, nose contour is kind of challenging to figure out. Everyone is going to contour their nose differently for what they need. I like my nose to look as small as possible. I like to look like I cannot breathe. So what I'm going to do, take my contour shade, and I'm going to first apply it at the bottom. This is going to make my nose look more lifted. Now I'm going to take it and go up kind of into my eyebrow. I feel like this just makes my nose look more small throughout the bridge. I honestly just put 2 little dabs of product and then 1 across, and that's what I do for my nose contour. See how I kind of look like a deer? That's what I want to look like. Now we're gonna blend it in. I like to go in with a bigger brush. We're gonna go in and we're just gonna dab. Lightly dab in, and if you have a good product, it will blend. We are dabbing. We are not dragging. Dragging, no good. You also want to make sure to keep your product in the place you placed it. You don't want to be swiping all over and it's gonna move the contour around and then you're gonna end up making your face look all long. Not cute. For nose contour, I like taking my beauty blender and I just go over everything and it kind of just automatically blends it for you. Okay, next we have blush. You can use cream or liquid blush, whatever you choose. This is my new favorite blush. This is by Say Beauty. This is the shade Chili. If you want the lifted effect, you're going to apply your blush on the high points of your cheek. Also apply a little dab of blush on the part of my nose that I contoured. I just think it looks really cute. With blush, I like using a brush over my sponge because the sponge picks up a lot of the product, and I just dab it in place. Once again, with the dabbing. Also, if you guys don't know, blush is the first thing to fade on your face. Blush just fades really fast, so that's why I like to put a little bit more blush on, because I know it will fade by the end of my makeup. Okay, next is highlighter. I love using liquid highlighter. It's just my favorite thing ever. This is the best liquid highlighter I have ever used in my life. It's by Rare Beauty in the shade Flaunt. I put it on the tip of my nose, and then I'll just do like 2 dots on the high point of my cheek. I blend this in with my finger, and I'll just dab it, and I bring it underneath my eyebrow. Okay, next we have powder. I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury powder today. Before you put your powder under your eyes, you want to make sure there are no creases. I like to just dab underneath my eyes to make sure I'm not creased under there. And then you're just going to dab. Do you see already how much more blurred that looks? I used to be scared of powder. I used to be scared, oh my god, I'm gonna look cakey. It's gonna look bad. No, powder fixes everything. So if you have any type of texture, you just put your powder right on it, boom, blurred, gone. Now something that really helps minimize the look of powder is setting spray. I like to take my setting spray and I like to spray my face in between every powder step or every other powder step. It just melts all the products together. Let it marinate now. This is a good time to clean off your lips from all of the gross powder and stuff. So after I just sprayed my face, I let it dry, and now I'm gonna curl my eyelashes for the first time in this routine. Okay, after we curled, put that away for now. We're gonna go in with powder bronzer and powder blush. For powder bronzer, this is Physicians Formula. We're going in and we're just gonna enhance where we put the contour earlier. And honestly, with powder bronzer, I go in with a fluffy brush that you would use for eyeshadow, and I just put it in my crease just to warm up everything and to tie the colors in. I also put a little bit underneath my eyes. Time for blush. I just go like this. I don't pick a color. I like all the colors, and I just apply it on the high points of my cheeks just to accentuate what we put on before. We're gonna curl our eyelashes again before we put on our mascara. By the way, this is the best eyelash curler I've ever used. This is by Tweezerman. Now you're also probably wondering if we're ever gonna do anything with our eyebrows again. I would recommend doing your eyebrows again after you put on powder, so your powder doesn't get in your eyebrows. I like doing it before I do my mascara. I use this little pen. I just line the bottom of my eyebrow and fill in any sparse areas. Okay, now time for mascara. If you want your eyelashes to stay up all day, waterproof mascara is the way to go, but I hate taking off waterproof mascara, so I use regular. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara. Best mascara ever. I love it so much. Honestly, drugstore mascaras are better than high-end mascaras, and they're way more affordable. Don't buy an expensive mascara. You don't need it. I like focusing my mascara on the outer corners of my eyes because it makes my face look elongated. It's okay if you get it on your eyelid like I just did. I'll show you how to take that off. Okay, our mascara is dried, and now it's time to take off the stuff that's got on our eyelid. You can either go in with a spoolie brush or Q-tips. I'm gonna show you both ways. So you take a spoolie brush like this, and you're just gonna simply scratch it off. Once it's dry, it should just flake right off, or you can use a Q-tip. I like using a Q-tip if I don't have any eyeshadow on because it's just easier. Yeah, if you have eyeshadow on though, definitely use the spoolie trick. Okay, time for lips. We're going in with our lip liner first. This is by NYX in the shade Peekaboo Neutral. I need a new one, clearly. I don't line the corners. I feel like it makes my mouth look too long. I like lining just the top. If you want to overline a little bit, that's perfectly fine. See how that already just made my lips look like a Bratz doll? I love the way that looks. And then I go for the bottom. I just put a little bit in the middle. And then you can fill in a little bit if you want. Now, if you want a little bit of shine, this is a lip oil. This is by Sigma. I love it so much. I just put it on, and it kind of blends the lip liner for you. Look how cute and juicy our lips look now. Okay, now if you haven't noticed, our eyelashes have fallen. So we're gonna go in and just curl. Apparently you're not supposed to do this. I've always done it. If your eyelashes fall out, don't blame me. And there we go. This is how I get the basic look. It's a lot of steps to look this good, isn't it? Ew, why did I just sound like that? Now you can go in one more time with your setting spray. Remember to comment below if you guys want me to do a drugstore or a high-end version of this. If you guys want more in-depth of either each step or in-depth of each product, let me know, okay? I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.
Simple natural makeup tutorial for school. Concealer under eyes, side of nose, eyelids, and spots. Blend, blend, blend. Set with powder where you put the concealer. Contour nose with bronzer so it's not too harsh or dark. Curl eyelashes. Mascara. Highlight on bridge of nose, tip of nose, don't connect them, and inner corners. Second layer of mascara optional. Dab red lipstick on lips to make them seem more plump. Line lips with brown eyeshadow liner.
This is how you're gonna get a flawless base. Starting off with skin prep, I honestly hate primer, so I just put on a lot of sunscreen. Now, putting on foundation with your hands sounds kind of nasty, but trust me, this will melt the foundation right into your skin. And I like to blend it with a damp beauty blender, basically until my arms hurt. Now I'm going to apply concealer to all the areas I want to brighten, and I like to let it sit for a minute before I start blending for better coverage. Now I'm going to use cream bronzer, and this is just going to bring all the warmth back to our face, and I like to blend this with the brush as well. It's time to set our under eyes, so I'm going in with the Fit Me pressed powder first, and then I'm going to go in with the Huda Beauty loose powder, let it sit for a couple minutes, and then wipe it off. Now for the best part, blush. I like to put a lot of blush, but this is all about personal preference, and I like to drag it to my nose as well. When it comes to lips, I basically just use NYX lip products. They're super affordable and high quality. End everything off with setting spray, and we're done.
This video is for makeup beginners. If you're not a makeup beginner, keep scrolling. We're gonna go over something that's super confusing for a lot of people: foundation, concealer, and powder. Most people start with foundation. If you're washing your face and applying this immediately, you already messed up. You have to have some kind of skin prep. So I use a moisturizer and then my SPF. Make sure to apply some moisturizer under your eyes as well, or eye cream, whatever you like. Apply one pump to the back of your hand. You can use a brush or a sponge to apply, both are correct. We're gonna pick up some product and you're going to start applying it to the center of your face. Usually the center of your face needs the most coverage. With a brush, you're going to do little downward painting motions. I'm going around my under eye area because this is where I'm going to apply concealer. Make sure to bring the foundation down your neck to blend everything seamlessly. And I need the least coverage on my forehead, so with whatever's left on my brush, I'm going to apply some there. You want to start off with one pump and then add more if you need to. On this set, I'm going to show you with a beauty blender. I personally prefer a brush because I feel like it absorbs less product than a blender. I think a beauty blender will give you a more natural finish. This is beauty blender, this is brush. I did my cream blush and bronzer off camera. If you want a tutorial on this, let me know. But now it's time for concealer. A concealer is like a super concentrated foundation. So I'm going to apply this on any spots the foundation didn't get. Any really dark acne spots and redness around my nose. I want this to blend seamlessly in with my foundation, so I'm taking the same brush I used for my foundation. You can see how well that covered everything. I'm also using this to cover up my dark circles. I like to focus it on the darkest part of my under eyes. To blend this out, again, you can use a sponge or a brush. You just want to do little tapping motions. Do not drag. For the outer corner, I'm going to angle it upwards. This just works to kind of lift the face. Okay, now everything is covered. My face looks flawless and I'm ready to go. Wrong. If you leave your house like this, your makeup will not last. You have to set all your work with powder. You can use a loose powder. I love this one by Huda Beauty, or a pressed powder. I love this one by NYX. Either one works, but I'm going to be using my loose powder today. I like to start setting with the most important part, which is the under eyes. You can see without powder, my concealer is already creasing. I'm taking one of these little powder puffs and I'm going to pick up some powder. Tap off the excess on the back of your hand. Right before applying it to my under eyes, I'm going to blend out all those creases. You want this under eye area as smooth as possible before setting it with powder. I'm going to apply my powder with little tapping motions. I'm going to set the rest of my face the same way. Tapping off the excess of powder prevents any cakey look. This side is set with powder, while this side is not. Powder mattifies that oily look and is going to keep your makeup on for hours and hours. This is the final result. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you like this video and what other tutorials you want to see next.
Carve top brow, carve bottom brow, other side, middle, all over lid, forehead, bridge of nose, cupid's bow, chin. Concealer on inner corner, concealer on outer corner, joined together. And other side, concealer below jawline, cream contour on forehead, cheekbones, jawline, sides of nose, eye crease, and other side. Blending from top to bottom, forehead, eyes, nose contour, under eyes, cheekbones, Cupid's bow, chin. Add a little bit of your foundation. Blend everywhere. Some liquid blush. Blend. Fill in eyebrows. Set under eyes. The cheekbones. Brown eyeshadow. Nude eyeshadow. Shadow wing. A pair of lashes. Powder bronzer. Blush. Lip liner. Lipstick. And
this is my everyday makeup tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how I get my makeup to look like that every single time. Right, so for skin prep today, I use the Nivea Soft Cream, the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion in Medium Glow, and the Say Dewy Glow Drops in Sun Glow. And they've all been chilling on my face for a good like 10 minutes now. And then for primer, I either go in with the Milk Hydro Grip or the Beauty Crop Wee Cherie. I also love the e.l.f. Power Grip, but I've run out. Right, to get into the actual makeup, my love for this product is not a secret. I literally have 3. NARS sponsor me because oh my god. I love the NARS, what is this? The Soft Matte Pot Concealer for covering any spots, scarring, anything like that. I'm gonna go in with the shade 2.5 Creme Brulee, and I'm just taking my Rare Beauty concealer brush and I'm just using that to apply the concealer anywhere on my face where I want to cover any imperfections, anything like that. This stuff will last you forever. The only reason I have 3 is because one of them's in a different shade, and then I have 2 of my go-to shade just in case. While that's marinating on my face, I go in with the e.l.f. Brow Lift and just any spoolie, and I just take a small amount and I brush it through my eyebrows. Some days I'll carve them out, some days I won't. It kind of depends how I feel. Recently though, I have been carving them out a lot, so I will do for the sake of the video. I'm taking again the NARS Pot Concealer, but this time in the shade Vanilla. It's just an ever so slightly lighter shade, and just a flat brush. And I just go in with this underneath my brows. I just kind of make an outline. And then I go in with the flat side of the brush and I just thicken that line. And then I also take some down the sides like that, just to make the arch a little bit archier. I don't carve them out properly. I don't add any pigment or pomade, anything like that to them. I just find doing this makes them look a little bit cleaner. Now I'm going to go back in with my Rare Beauty concealer brush and I'm just going to buff out. I'm not going to blend it in completely, the concealer that is on my face. But yeah, no, just make sure you don't blend it in fully, just gently buff around the edges. I don't blend in the concealer underneath my eyebrows yet either. I do that after I've applied my foundation. Speaking of the devil, we're going to go in with foundation now. I use the L'Oreal True Match Nude Plumping Tinted Serum in the shade 3 to 4 Light Medium, and I like to put some on the back of my hand. And then I take my foundation brush, in this case I'm using the Real Techniques 200 brush, and I just dab it in and then I apply it. I find this helps me control the amount that I'm actually putting on, and it helps me not put too much on. I like to stay clear of my under eyes because we're going to be putting concealer there anyway, so we don't need this extra product that will just make it crease. I'm now going to go back in with my Rare Beauty brush and just blend out any of the concealer that is left around my brows. I also like to take this onto my eyelids because I find that I have quite discoloured eyelids. So by taking it down there, it just covers that a little bit. I'm now going to go with concealer. These are my 2 favourites, the Hourglass Vanish Concealer in the shade Silk and the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade 2.5 Creme Brulee, the same as the pot concealer. I'm going to go in with the Hourglass today, and what I like to do is I put it under my eyes like so, a little bit on my chin, and then just here on my jaw. I'm now going to go in my bronzer while I let all of that marinate on my face. I like to use the Pink Honey Ganache bronzer. However, I would not recommend supporting that brand due to controversies that happened after I bought this. I also love the WT bronzer. But I'm just going to put some on my brush. This is the Peaches and Cream PC08. And I go kind of crazy with my bronzer because I love being orange. So I put that on my cheekbones and then on my forehead and a little bit on my nose. Now I'm going to blend out the concealer. I just take a damp beauty blender and I just blend it in. I like to make sure my under eye concealer goes up as well. And then for the concealer right here, I like to drag it out a little bit and then blend it just to snatch my cheekbone a little bit more. I use loads of different blushes, but my all-time favourite is the Makeup by Mara in the shade Soft Coral. This is so beautiful. It's like my perfect blush shade. To put this on, I use the Refy Duo brush. I take this side and I just tap it onto my cheeks. I love blush. I put quite a lot on, just a warning. I also love to put it on my nose. I just find it makes my makeup look a bit more cohesive, but that is how much I put on. I just make sure to focus it along here. The first powder I go in with is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Pressed Powder in the shade Fair 2, and this powder brush from Peaches and Cream PC50. And I just put a little bit on my brush, and I just take this under my eyes, along my smile lines, my chin, and then some on my forehead right there. Basically anywhere I get excessively oily. And then I go in with a Huda Beauty Easy Bake in the shade Pound Cake, and this is just a powder puff from Hello Molly. I just tap some out on the lid, put some on the beauty blender, and I just pull it on my under eyes. I make sure to drag some along the side of my nose as well. I put some on my chin and obviously along my smile lines. Where I put that concealer before, I like to put some there. And then I just put any excess on my powder puff on my forehead, like so. And then once that's sat for a minute, I take the same brush I used for the Charlotte Tilbury powder, and I just tap away any excess that I have on my face. And then for powder bronzer, I use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in the shade 3. And I go in with the other side of my Refy brush, and I just put that everywhere. I put the cream bronzer and a little bit under my jaw. And don't forget to put some on your nose. This is my favourite part. And then for powder blush, I use the Peaches and Cream PC03 brush. And firstly, I go in with the L'Oreal Paris Blush of Paradise in the shade Melon Dollar Baby. And I put that again anywhere I put my cream blush. Do not forget the nose. And then over top of that, I go in with the Dior Rosy Glow in the shade Pink. And I just tap that over top for some extra glow and some extra colour. For highlight, I go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light one in the shade Spotlight, and I just put that on my nose. And then over top of that, I take the Rare Beauty Powder Highlight in the shade Exhilarate. I don't know where this brush is from, but it's just a little pointed brush. And I just place that over top. And then I also like to put some of this in my inner corner, and I drag it up across my eyelid like that, and I find this just like, it looks so pretty. Like, it's the tiniest detail, but to me it just adds so much. That's the only place I put it, because I feel like my cheeks still have enough glow poking through. And then for lips, my go-to lip liner is the Refy lip liner in the shade Taupe. I just did that off camera because I struggled to do it on camera, but I'm now gonna go with the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade Pillow Talk and just fill my lips in. Right now I'm into the matte lip look, but if I want to add a little bit of shine, I love the Laneige lip mask in the vanilla scent. And then for setting spray, I use the Beauty Crop Hui Cherie setting spray. But that is my go-to makeup look. It looks perfect every single time. It's never failed me, and I love it so much, and it lasts super well as well. So I hope you all enjoyed, and love you lots. Bye.
If you wear makeup, watch. Change your whole routine and try this instead. Moisturize first. Then after moisturizing, take some translucent powder. I usually use the Fit Me one, and I just lightly dab it all over my face. Not too much. Then take some setting spray. It could be any setting spray. I usually use the NYX one. After the setting spray, take a primer and just put your primer. Also, wait for the setting spray to dry first. Then just put on your foundation and just see what happens and how amazing your fucking makeup is gonna look. And it's gonna stay on 24/7, and it's not gonna crease.
Natural and easy school makeup. You have a crush that you want to impress, but you don't look like you have a full face of makeup on, but you want to look your best. Keep watching. Now, it's all about the base. You need to prep your skin in order to get that nice glowy base, which will make your face shine bright like a diamond. Also, let the skincare, if you have time in the morning, sit for a couple minutes to let it properly soak into your skin so you get the full effect of the skincare. I use this face base. It's very lightweight, but it's still hydrating, so you get the most out of it without having a thick base layer of moisturizer. Eye cream. This is one thing I've learned. If you want to prevent your concealer from creasing, you need to prep your under eyes. Now, we want to look like we have no foundation on, and the trick is to pick a very lightweight BB cream. So this is the L'Oreal BB Magic Cream, and it's magic. It's magic. I'll just show you. It matches your skin tone. You don't want everyone to think that we put loads of effort in. We want to have that nice natural glow, and everyone's like, are you even wearing makeup? Oh my god, you look so good. That's what I want. Now, this BB cream has done wonders. Very subtly hidden all of my like red patches and spots and all the impurities of the skin that you don't want out and about. Concealer. Let me tell you, less is more. And I know a lot of people say this, but I'm not joking when I say if you let your concealer sit for like a couple minutes before you blend in, it goes such a long way. Once you let that set, just take a brush and just gently tap in. Don't like swipe, dab. Just lots of little dabs. Eye bags, no more. That's the flawless base sorted. We now are going to go in with just a little bit of sculpt off the face, just to get that like less 2D shape and actually more definition. Wherever like you may think you need it, just anyway, you can play about with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're blending it out anyway. Blend that into the base, into the skin. As this is for school, I don't want to go over the top because we still want that natural glow, and also sometimes we're too tired to actually do a lot of makeup every day for school. I'm gonna go in with a lip liner, a very natural one, and just overline the lips just a tiny bit. Just give me a little bit more lip, and who doesn't want more lip? And after that, we're going to just go in with a little bit of gloss, just so your lips are looking very succulent, and if you do have that crush, they'll be looking at your juicy lips. You're welcome. And that, well, it's just brought the whole look together. That is like a simple, affordable, easy, go-to school makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed it.